Level 1. The Stowaway. It's 1715, and you're a merchant sailor docked in Port Royal, Jamaica. You're at a tavern, drunk on rum, celebrating 3 months' pay. Then, out of nowhere, you wake up on a ship. Not your ship. A pirate ship. The deck is covered in blood. There are cannons everywhere. A man with gold teeth and a pistol shoved in his belt is staring down at you. Welcome aboard, mate. You've been pressed into service. You work for Captain Blackwood now. You've been kidnapped. Pirates need crew, and the easiest way to get them is to grab drunk sailors from taverns. They explain the rules. You get 1 share of any treasure. That's it. The officers get more. The captain gets the most. You do what you're told, or you're thrown overboard. Simple. Your first job, swabbing the deck, scrubbing blood and guts off wooden planks while the ship rocks in the Caribbean sun. You're hungover, you're nauseous, and you already regret every decision that led to this moment. After a week, you notice something strange. This pirate crew isn't like the Royal Navy. On this ship, the crew votes. They vote on where to sail, what to attack, how to split treasure. The captain only commands during battle. The rest of the time, he's just another crew member. Your first raid happens 2 weeks in. You attack a Spanish merchant vessel off the coast of Cuba. The crew is terrified. They surrender without a fight. The pirates board. Take the cargo, sugar, rum, silver coins, and let the Spanish crew go. No one's killed. The captain even gives the Spanish some food for their trouble. You realize most pirate attacks are like this. The reputation for violence does the work. Actual violence is bad for business. Dead men can't surrender. You get your first share, 30 pieces of 8. More than you made in 3 months as a merchant sailor. You're starting to see the appeal. Level 2. The Able Seaman. 6 months in. You're not pressed anymore. A full member of the crew. You've learned the ropes, literally. You can tie every knot, navigate by stars. You're good at this. The crew respects you. You've proven yourself in 3 raids. You don't panic. You pull your weight. But you're also seeing the dark side. A crew member named Thomas stole from the common chest. Took extra coins for himself. The crew voted on his punishment. They marooned him. Nothing but sand and rocks gave him a pistol with 1 shot. It wasn't for hunting. It was so he could end it when the thirst got too bad. That's pirate justice. Fair, but brutal. You also see your first battle that doesn't go smoothly. You attack a Dutch merchant ship. They fight back, hard. Your friend, a gunner named William, takes a musket ball to the chest. He dies on the deck, choking on his own blood. That night, the crew drinks to William's memory. You're making serious coin now. You've been on 8 successful raids. You have 400 pieces of 8 saved. Enough to buy a small farm back in England. But here's the problem. You can't go back. You're a pirate now. If you set foot in an English port, you'll hang. You're trapped in this life. The only way out is death, marooning, or getting rich enough to disappear, so you keep sailing. Level 3. The Quartermaster. 2 years in. Everyone knows and respects you. You've learned to calculate angles, aim at masts to disable ships without sinking them. Your reputation is growing. Other pirate captains have tried to recruit you. You're valuable, but you're also noticing something wrong. Captain is getting greedy. He's been taking more than his share. At first, it's subtle. A few extra coins here and there, but it gets worse. After a particularly big haul, everyone notices. The crew is furious. Pirates have rules. Democracy isn't just a nice idea. It's survival. If the captain can cheat, anyone can. That night, your friend, Brown Beard, calls a vote. He's been with the crew longer than anyone. Everyone respects him. Captain has violated the articles, Brownbeard announces. Captain's face goes red. You've stolen from your brothers. The penalty is clear. The punishment? Walk the plank. You watch as they bind Captain's hands and force him onto a wooden plank extending over the water. He's screaming curses, threatening revenge, calling you all cowards and traitors. You watch the water. He doesn't come back up. No one tries to save him. This is pirate justice. That night, the crew votes for a new captain. Brownbeard wins easily. His first act as captain, he promotes you. You've got a good eye and a fair heart. You've been valuable since your first day 2 years ago. I'm making you quartermaster, the second most powerful position on the ship. You manage treasure division, settle disputes. You're the voice of the people. You now get 4 shares of treasure. You're making serious money, but you're also making life or death decisions. A crew member is accused of stealing. As quartermaster, you're the one who has to carry out the sentence. You don't sleep well that night, but the crew respects you more. You enforced the rules. You kept order. Level 4. The Captain. Captain Brownbeard dies during the East India Company raid. You're in the middle of battle, and there's no time to mourn. You take command. You finish the fight. You capture the ship. That night, the crew votes. You're the new captain. You're 28 years old, and you command a pirate crew. Being captain is different than you expected. You only have absolute authority during battle. The rest of the time, the crew votes on everything. Where to sail, what to attack. You're more like a president than a king. But in battle, you're God. Your word is law. You lead the crew for 2 years. Successful raids. You're now one of the most wanted pirates in the world. The English have a £5,000 bounty on your head. You've made enemies. The Royal Navy, the Spanish Armada, the East India Company. They all want you dead. Merchants surrender when they see your flag. But you're getting tired. You've been at sea for 5 years. You've killed more men than you can count. You've lost friends. You've watched good men drown. The money doesn't feel like enough anymore. One day, you're anchored off a remote island, and a young crew member, maybe 19, asks you, "Captain, when do we stop?" You don't have an answer. That night, you make a decision. One last score. There's a Portuguese treasure ship sailing from Goa to Lisbon. It's carrying a queen's ransom in diamonds and gold. If you take it, every man on your crew retires rich. You call a vote. The crew agrees. One last raid. Level 5. The retirement plan. You track the Portuguese ship for 2 weeks. When you finally catch it, the battle is brutal. The Portuguese fight like demons. They know what's on board. They'd rather die than surrender. You lose 20 men, but you win. You board the ship and find the cargo. Chests of diamonds, gold bars, silks, spices. You've done it. You're all rich beyond measure. You sail back to Madagascar. You divide the treasure. Every man gets 4,000 pieces of 8. You, as captain, get 20,000. You stand on the beach, your ship behind you, your crew drinking and celebrating, and you realize you're done. You have more money than you'll ever spend. And you're tired. You announce your retirement. You wish them luck and walk away. You buy a small plantation on Madagascar. You marry a local woman. You have children. You tell them stories about your adventures. Years later, you hear that your old crew was caught by the Royal Navy. They hung, all of them. The new captain, your friends, the men you sailed with. You could have been there. You could have hung with them. But you're not. You're alive. You're free. You're rich. Was it worth it? The violence? The deaths? The years of running? You don't know. You have nightmares every night, but you're alive. That's what matters. And that's more than most pirates can say.